zapatero.
And we are live.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to another stunning episode of Tin Street Hooligans, and this is our Tin Street Hooligans Supreme Verdict show. But before we get started with that, we're going to talk about our sponsorship from Cardsphere.com for all your paper Magic Gathering needs, whether you buy, trade, or sell. Cardsphere.com. And a spotlight quickly on our charity of the month. We also go into each month we spotlight a charity to focus on for mental health and awareness. This month, for the month of June, it is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. You can go to their website at www.nami.org. And when you want to do something good for the world and take that money you would spend on Magic cards, take it to this website, give a donation to a cause that needs it. Without further ado, we'll go into our guests for tonight's show. And with me on color commentary is the coach from the Card Bazaar.
Howdy do. Ready for this, Johnny?
I think so. And our supreme high judge and morality expert, Zuby from Magically Zuby.
Morality expert.
I love it.
And
hey, what's up?
Our other fellow hooligan, Pixie Kitten, will be taking care of chat and managing that end of the house.
Hi, yeah, I'm trying to find the video, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
And for those of you who weren't there for the first Supreme Verdict, we have 3 contestants tonight, and one of them will be our own Jon Dunning. Jon, say hello.
Hello, everybody. Nice to step out of the hosting seat and jumping into the ring. After the first episode of Supreme Verdict, I was chomping at the bit to get my hands dirty, so glad to jump in against these two very formidable foes.
And speaking of our formidable foes, the returning guest host and contestant today will be Jason Alt, known for his work on Brainstorm Brewery, EDH Rec, and a writer for Cool Stuff Inc., and I believe MTG Price. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's all the stuff I do.
All right, that's all the stuff.
Well, hey, don't forget, I have a movie podcast with John called Director's Cut, and check that out every couple of weeks.
I hear you're a rabid hockey fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm only rabid because the Blues won the cup, and I would prefer they'd never won in their whole team's history, but nobody's perfect.
And always next year.
Joining us for the first time on Tin Street, Narc BD, or Rafael. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
So, moving on our agenda here tonight, we are going into our Fact or Fiction series where new guest hosts to the show will be asked will be presented. Rachel, you run our Fact or Fiction. Take this away from me before I screw it up.
Wait, hold on. I want to talk about my special guest.
Oh, the special guest. Oh, sorry.
I'm getting drunk tonight.
Okay, let's. I totally forgot. I'm not doing special guest because I'm trying to keep it together tonight.
Yeah, same here. We're like the DDs tonight.
Yeah, after a week of
John's acting like you forgot to pitch Blue Apron and like you're going to have an angry sponsor. John's just like, here's what I had laying around. I'm going to put it in my mouth.
Derper. Yep. No. I was sponsored by tequila this past week, so I'm taking a break.
Oh my God. Yeah. Last week was.
Jon, what's your special guest tonight?
I have a Stone Ruination Double IPA Sans Filter. So it's an unfiltered version of the Ruination from Stone. Since I moved up to Seattle, I took a break because that was the only good beer that you could get down in Las Vegas, craft-wise. So I've been drinking everything else, so it's nice to kind of cuddle up with an old friend again. So, l'chaim.
I'm drinking a short soft parade because I had 2 Founders Green Zebras before, and I think I just gotta slow down a little bit with a 7.5% ale.
Yeah,
kicks like a mule.
Mine's an 8.5.
You think you're better than me? You always got a 1.1 up me.
Yeah, well.
0.1.
Classic Dunning. Rafael, what are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking. It's a stout. It's a flagship from a brewery here called 8-Bit Ale Works. It's called their Black Mage. They have their flagships named after Final Fantasy archetypes. So it's a nice stout.
Nice.
Cool.
Final Fantasy brewing nerds. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Why the hell not?
Yeah, why not?
Drink enough of those,
Rachel.
and you'll think 8 was an acceptable game.
Hey, how dare you?
Hey, 8 is great.
was a
9
good game.
sucked.
All right.
8 was
we need a
fine.
supreme verdict on that.
No.
Is the gunblade a good weapon?
Right.
No, it's not. But
No.
Bang,
no one
stab.
would argue
Bang,
with
bang,
the
stab.
weapon.
Oh, I'm out of draw magic. I guess I'll
Ooh.
draw some more.
My name's Jason. I like my characters to have tails like in 9. Come on.
Hey.
oh,
Oh.
He had cuffs, but no shirt sleeves. That was more ridiculous. What is he, a Chippendale? Come on.
I mean, a Chipmunkendale. Oh, with that tail. Oh, pew. All right. Rachel, what are you drinking? God damn it.
Oh, my usual red wine. Or the blood of
What
my
is the-
victims.
Good for
We hear
you.
blood is your victim.
The blood of her enemies.
Good for you.
What kind of red wine? We see the red, but we want to know what kind.
It's Apothic. Right?
It's Apothic Inferno.
See? Way to be a friend, Johnny. I'm a better friend.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Zuby, any special guests for you?
yeah. Actually, for once, I'm drinking some Angry Orchard hard cider.
There you go. A little
Nothing
drunk
special.
Zubatron.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you
Coach, is
hanging
there
out
any-
with my aunt?
Yeah.
Hey, yes, I was.
She want me to tell you hello.
Oh.
And Coach, anything in the mystery cup tonight, or is it just
No, because we have to make sure that everything stays. We just got to make sure the Titanic doesn't sink tonight. So me and you, Johnny, were the designated delegators, or
Delegate-
delegation, or
I'll be right back.
something.
We're
'Cause we can't be
allegedly,
dry.
we're
we can't be
allegedly the
dry.
responsible grown-ups in the room.
We
Maybe.
we have to pick everyone up when everyone sinks their own ships.
Yeah, that's why I'm on a ginger beer from Reed, so
Oh.
that will be just fine. So, before we get into the Supreme Verdict show, we are actually going to do the Fact or Fiction series presented by Rachel. And this is where Rachel presents us with some facts of our special guests that we have to figure out what's true and what's not.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to read a list of 3 items about each of our guests. One of them is a fact and 2 are fiction, and our hooligans are going to guess which one's true.
I'm
So
going to separate them into 2 piles.
we're going to separate them into 2 piles. That is correct. So we're going to start with Rafael. Okay, so here are our facts or fictions. The first magic foil I opened was an alpine grizzly.
Ooh.
It fits the bear theme, that's for sure.
Sure does.
Second thing, I don't like refried beans.
Oh, that's just rude.
Who doesn't like refried beans?
Yeah.
No, I don't like that one.
How would you admit
Okay.
that?
And the last one, I met B.F. Skinner before he died.
Oh, damn.
Hmm.
Know who that is?
I'm sure he did meet B.F. Skinner. Who would lie about that?
Is that your final answer?
I think he didn't open an Alpine Grizzly. I bet his first foil was something embarrassing.
I'm going to go vanilla. I'm going to go with the Alpine Grizzly.
Okay.
Johnny?
Mm. Let's see. Maybe he hates beans. All the beans.
What?
I mean, yeah, I think Johnny's kind of right on this one. Refried beans. Nah, I don't think he's that kind of person.
So
It's
who is
Garcia.
this?
He's not even allowed.
What is this for?
This is Rafael.
I am Mexican. It wouldn't be allowed. You're right.
And you live in
Hey.
Arizona. Like,
What are the 3
In
choices? real quick?
Arizona, yeah.
it's like the birthplace of beans. That's
Okay.
I can confirm that.
Birthplace of beans. What the? I'm going to read these again for Zuby since he missed them. Real
Yeah.
quick. Recap. This is for Rafael. The first magic foil I opened was an Alpine Grizzly. That wasn't a bear. I don't like refried beans. I met B.F. Skinner before he died.
Did
I'm
Zuby
gonna go
leave?
number 3.
Why did you read them just again for Zuby? I didn't even realize.
Because I had to go pee, bro.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You gotta take a commercial break, John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I'm
started
gonna-
15 minutes late. Why would someone take a bathroom break 3 seconds into the episode?
We forgot to cut to our commercial, guys. So
We did.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna go
getting
number
there.
3.
There's the
brought
goats
to you-
again.
This brought to you by Beans.
The commercial's over.
Arizona
this is
with beans
brought
with
to you
blood.
by Bush's Baked Beans. Yeah.
All right, Zoobs, which
Yeah.
one?
3. Number 3.
Number 3.
Met B.F. Skinner before he died.
All right.
Is that everybody?
Wait, so
think so.
Rachel, do you know the answer or no?
I don't know the
Oh,
answer.
then you pick two. I think I didn't let you answer last time, and I felt bad
Well,
about
I
it.
don't want to. Don't feel bad. Like,
She doesn't
I
want to
don't
be
wanna
wrong.
Oh.
I was worried when I came on
Jinx.
this cast because I didn't know how it went, but you guys don't know either.
It's
So
true.
we're
All right,
in it
what is
together.
it? Tell me it's the Grizzly.
I'm gonna pick the Alpine Grizzly.
Okay, well, my first foil was my pre-release Sunken Hollow
Damn
from
it.
BFZ pre-release.
Oh, humble brag. Yeah.
Boo.
My I did not meet BF Skinner.
Oh, Jason's.
We did sit in the same chair, so I indirectly touched butts with BF Skinner, I guess, but we
Ooh.
didn't actually meet before he died.
So, Johnny,
real
we're 1 for 1 right now.
I'm the
All
worst Mexican. I'm the worst Mexican in Arizona. I do not like refried beans.
Wow.
Damn.
Those are two separate statements.
And Johnny Slivers with
Hey,
in the
this
middle
is the
getting
most true.
14 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Wait, so do you
Worst
like regular
sports
beans,
ever.
or you just don't like the squish baby food version?
I just so when I was little, I used to eat the crap out of them, and I think I got like acquired taste aversion because I'd eat them till I threw up, and I can't touch them anymore. They just stick.
wow.
Oh yeah.
And then
I
you
know
just
what mean.
associate them with throwing up. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
the same way about Hot Damn 100. That's not from when I was a kid. That was from when I was a freshman.
Yeah. Yeah, I had some pretty bad MD 2020 nights as well. Let's
God.
move on. Rachel.
Okay, let's move on to Jason.
All right.
Here we go.
I know.
Is everyone here and everyone listening?
Yeah, sure.
Nope.
Ladder's empty.
Who cares, man?
Okay, number one. I was on Eddie Peptone's podcast.
Who the fuck is that?
Wow. This sounds like a name drop. All right.
Number two. I was an extra in the movie Escanaba in the Moonlight.
Shit, I feel like it. Oof, okay.
And number three. A poem I wrote in high school was published in a collection of poems that is in the Library of Congress.
I'm going with the third one.
Fantastical.
I'm going with Library of Congress. They have everything.
What was number two again? Oh no, the extra. I'm gonna go with the extra.
You
You
are-
think that's
that
true or
you're next-
false?
I think that's the true one.
Okay.
I feel like the Library of Congress one would be like he tweeted something to Trump, who retweeted it.
That's in the Library of Congress. I mean,
No, that's
it's
Twitter.
just that easy. It's a congressional record.
I'll go Library of Congress.
Damn. Wow.
Let's go for 2 for 2, Johnny.
Yeah, I'll go Library of Congress.
Yeah, same.
They just want to follow it. They just want to
So we
follow
have-
our greatness, Johnny.
So 4 Library of Congresses and an extra.
Yeah, we got an extra. PK, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm picking the Library of Congress.
Damn it. Zuby.
What was the first one?
I already picked
I
Library.
was on
I
Eddie
was on Eddie
Pepitone's
Pepitone's
podcast. called
He's on
Podcast.
everyone's damn podcast.
We just don't want that one to be right. We want the other ones to be right.
I don't know who that is.
Right.
I'm gonna go ahead and side with I'll side with John. He was an extra in a movie.
Nice. Eric Williamson siding with us too. Okay. What is it?
I was on Eddie Pepitone's podcast, Peptone.
What?
You guys think I wrote a fucking poem? Are you kidding me? I never wrote a poem in my life.
I didn't think
Maybe you
that.
had to.
You could have wrote about those refried beans. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
And I knew somebody who was an extra in the movie Escanaba into Moonlight because they got everyone from that high school to be in the bleachers for like a flashback scene. So I know someone who did that, so that's why I thought that would have a ring of truth to it. But no, I was on Eddie Pepitone's podcast.
Very cool.
He's a famous comedian that none of you have heard of, but that's fine.
Well,
And
I'm looking
I've
him up.
never written
I'm a
poem
damn
in my
idiot.
life.
I'm a damn idiot. That's the one I thought was true.
It's all right.
I just
Psych
went with the
yourself
movie
out.
one because I'm trying to promote our other show as well. So
Yeah, come hear me talk about other people I know that were extras in other movies on another episode of Director's Cut on the They Said We Said YouTube Network.
that's right. Last
I
episode with
don't
Ben
listen,
Bateman. He's a lot more handsome than I am.
Hey, I don't listen to a lot of non-magic related content, and that's legitimately a good show.
Yay! Thanks. All right.
Hey.
Aw.
Thanks, patron.
Oh shit!
Don't patron
I just got
shame. What are you doing?
Hey,
Right?
why you patronizing me? Huh?
Oh,
dirty.
Supportive.
that stunk
You're
worse than
supportive.
a refried bean fart.
Jesus
Ooh.
Almighty.
Disgusting.
It just hung there.
We could. It's like it's smeared on the wall. We could do this all night, or we could get on with the show.
We are going to do this all night. We found through 2 people.
Looks like we fumbled at the goal line.
That
We
is
didn't
2 people.
score.
You're the 2 new
We
players.
You're
didn't
our
score.
guest.
That's it.
We did not score.
Hey, we're not doing a
I have a
fact
yellow
check with
card
John.
right
Oh,
here.
we're not- yeah, yellow card.
Flag.
So,
False start on the
Oh.
offense.
I'll start on the offense.
so what we're going to be doing is Supreme Verdict is a debate style show where our 3 contestants will make an argument for their case and convince the judge that they are in fact the winner of that argument. I believe what we're doing, a 1 minute kind of send off with the first statement, and then what, a 30-second counterpunch for
It's 3 minute for the opening debate, and then a minute after that for the rebuttal, and then the closing arguments a minute as well.
all right.
Oh, Rachel, can
So-
you be the scorekeeper? I forgot to ask.
Absolutely.
I thought I
would
was
love
scorekeeper.
that.
Not scorekeeper, timekeeper.
Nope.
Timekeeper.
Sure.
Rachel on timekeeper? Yes.
Yeah,
oh, right, because we need the
I got
buzzer sound.
scorecard.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah,
sweet buzzer sound.
yeah, Pixie's buzzer sound is the best.
Is she gonna
Oh,
sneeze?
Jesus.
What?
Meh.
All
So-
I
right.
didn't watch last week's episode.
Now,
Yeah, John, you didn't even
today-
watch it.
Oh.
today's theme.
It's okay,
today's-
I watched
today's
it, though, and
show,
that's what
we're
matters.
theming this-
Yikes.
We're going to be theming this contest over the new format, Oathbreaker. If you aren't familiar with it, it is a singleton format where you take a planeswalker and a signature spell that go in your command zone. It's 20 starting life, and then you play singleton format multiplayer. You can look it up on. There's a wiki page for it. It gives a breakdown. I'm pretty sure I've got the basics down there. And every time you cast your signature spell or your Oathbreaker, it costs you an extra 2 for. You get commander tax on both of them. So that's like the basic rundown. But we took that format as inspiration for the topics and questions for tonight's show, and we're going to start off. We're going to rotate through here. We're going to start off with John. So the way it's going to work is
Yikes.
you're going to go. It's going to go John, then Jason, then Rafael. And then you make your pick, and you make your statement, and then we go into counter arguments. So I have 4 questions total for all of this, and we're going to start off here. We're going to start off talking about.
Wait. We must put on the commentating headset. Here we go. We're ready to go, guys. Johnny, you got to be play-by-play, son.
play by play.
Play-by-play.
All right, so
You're gonna
the
bring
first
us back to calling that community cup that we never finished.
Dude,
Coach.
that was greatness right there. I don't know what you're talking about.
all right, so we're going to start with the first question. Now, based on what we know about Oathbreaker and the basics of it, the question is, which planeswalker and signature spell combination do you feel is the most busted, and how long before it gets banned in the format?
Okay,
So-
so put my 3 minutes on the clock. Pixie.
Starting now.
Okay,
Go.
so I've just started building an Oathbreaker deck. I have not played, but I have been researching the format. I think it's a great format. I am super excited to see it, and I want to see it do better than like a Tiny Leaders or a Frontier or any of those other ones that just kind of like flared up and went away with some shampoo, like most things do. But this particular format, I think, from just what I know about it, and this is more of a technical question, and I'm probably going to bomb it, but I just can't stop hearing about new Nicobolas from the Oops All Planeswalker set, whatever the fuck it's called.
War of the
War of the Spark. There we
War
go.
of the Spark, that's an infraction.
Right? So that
Offsides.
that Nicobolas, the god or whatever, and then with the Elder Spell. I don't know. I assume that it's inherently very powerful. That kind of a repeatable effect, because if I am not mistaken, there is a commander tax on the Planeswalker, but there is not on the spell.
No, there is on the spell.
Oh,
There is on the
okay.
spell. Yeah,
Dock me for
but
points
even
for
then,
not knowing that. But yeah, just
shame.
those two together are just a very powerful combination, and I feel like people are gonna get really just tired of playing this. Like, it's the obvious one. I know there's a lot with Bant Tameo, but you know that my pick is Nicobolas and the Elder Spell.
All right, so we got John making the argument for Nicobolas and Elder Spell. We're moving on
Time's
to
not up.
And seems like the home team is making a bold move. Let's see how the away team responds to the offense.
So, all right, Jason, you're the next up.
Nice, coach.
I'm not going to spend 45 seconds filibustering myself the way John did.
Oof.
I will say that there is data on EDHREC, oathbreaker.edhrec.com. Didn't mean to pimp my own site, but there you go. Nico Bolas, Dragon God and the Elder Spell is actually the third most common. The number one most common will surprise you because it's terrible. It's Arlen Cord and Moonmist. I think that's incorrect. When I first heard about this format, one thing came to mind from the War of the Spark Limited I've been playing. And I think the only answer to this question is a deck that lets you go off on like turn 2 or turn 3 because you have to have your Planeswalker in play to cast your spell. So Nico Bolas being 5 mana is a little bit of a drawback. I think Saheeli Sublime Artificer paired with Thoughtcast is busted. I think you cast a bunch of artifact mana, you get those dorks, you Thoughtcast a couple times because the commander tax is reduced by the number of artifacts you got, so you can always cast it for a blue mana. And then you go ahead and cast something like, I don't know, some sort of polymorph type deal, and you go get a big creature out of your deck. It's real dumb. You cast some mass polymorph, perhaps, and just go get a bunch of stuff with all your servos, or you just go into servo beatdown mode. You know, you could play mana echoes or whatever that thing is that gives the creatures 2/0 for all the other ones in play. I don't know, that red thing. I don't know the names of cards, but I do know the Saheeli Sublime Artificer is clearly the only choice here because it's blue and Arlen Cord is not, and because you can go off on turn 3 instead of not casting your commander for 7 turns like Nico Bolas Dragon God. Boom!
Jason, alt on the big play down the middle puts him in scoring range.
Damn.
Johnny, what do you think about Mr. Jason Alt's argument there? That was a nice big play going up the middle.
I think he had good steam.
Now let's see how our other opponent is going to respond to both of these great competitors.
All right, Rafael, you got all that information in front of you. Let's see how you do.
And have an
He's
advantage.
Say a bear, isn't he? He's going to say a bear.
Will he go for the option?
Well, Jason took my Planeswalker pick.
I knew he was going to say that.
I know she's not one of the top Oathbreakers at the moment, but I think Narset with her reversal is a good solid 1/2.
Ooh.
The new Narset, the one that doesn't let you
Parter of Veils.
Yeah, the one that doesn't let you fetch. And her reversal, which allows you to not only remove someone else's spell off the stack, but remove your own spell off the stack to copy it. At which point you can then cast it again. You can essentially just copy your spell ad infinitum if you have the mana for it. I think it's gonna be a reasonably good sort of, I don't want to say prison-y, but like a penalizing type deck. Again, I realize it's not one of the top ones at the moment. I think Ren and that stupid new red-green one, the Ren and Six or whatever. Ren and 6. Yeah.
Well, that's 2 mana. That's closer to a bear.
Ren and Stimpy.
What's the signature spell?
Crop rotation.
Narset's reversal.
Oh, his Narset. Yeah.
I think it's a flavor win because it's Narset and her reversal. It's from a newer set, which is going to bias people towards building those newer planeswalkers, and it also is going to be, I think, relatively powerful as a sort of blue control deck. So I think it sort of hits a bunch of different areas.
Okay.
All right.
Narc Bear's heading off to the stud running back, getting 42 yards on the left side, and it puts him in scoring range within about 15. He just needs a good 1-2 punch to score on these opponents.
No one knows about feetball. What are you talking about?
Should we do basketball?
Yeah, baseball.
Basketball. No, not basketball. Basketball.
Right.
Baseball.
God help us.
We're all getting drunk, so basketball could work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny.
For the wheels fall. All right, so John, we're gonna go back to you. This is your counter argument. Why do you got to make your case for why yours is still better than the other 2 that have been picked?
Okay, so
In
PK,
60 seconds.
Yeah, 60 seconds. So give
Okay.
give the people 10-minute or 10-second warnings too, if you don't mind. If we get to that point.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see how John responds.
Tell me when
to
you're ready,
this.
PK.
And go.
Okay, so I just, from a not purely because it's still a powerful combination, that being Nicol Bolas and the Elder Spell, but I also think that there's just so much fatigue involved. No one wants to see a damn Nicol Bolas slapped on the table. I've been playing Arena now religiously for the last couple weeks, and I just roll my eyes so hard that I knock myself out every time I see a goddamn Nicol Bolas card. It's just, it's like seeing the Eldrazi in Innistrad again. Everyone just has so much Nicol Bolas fatigue. Everyone's so done with it. Yes, we get it. It's a powerful card. Ooh, it's just like seeing a Gideon again. It's just like everyone's like paying homage to these two fallen characters, and so that's all I have to play against. So just purely from that standpoint, I want to see a diverse playing field, and I don't want this format just to be a singular
10 seconds.
entity of things that I'm playing against. So yeah, so Jason and Rafael are both wrong. I forgot that I was supposed to say that they were wrong.
And it looks like Mr. Dunning has struck out and no contact whatsoever.
I told you, no football references.
This is baseball. It just needs to strike out.
Can we
John,
get a
you
cricket
understand
reference?
you were supposed to argue for your.
It is a strikeout.
Well, we're also in the
John
rebuttal
must
stage,
sit the
we're
bench
also-
now until the next 8 batters
John's
come
still
up.
talking. I demand 5 seconds be added to my time.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I'm trying to judge seriously here.
And you
Seriously.
Seriously? Oh.
Seriously.
Wow.
70 seconds
unsportsmanlike
on the
conduct
clock.
by number 35, Jon
right.
Dunning, 15 yards against the defense.
I don't know. You might need to switch to hockey. Jason, let's go to you. Your counter
Yeah,
argument.
this is hockey because he must have gotten a penalty because he got 2 minutes.
No.
He was only supposed to get 1.
Jason with the power play, going for the
So,
score.
I think
Yeah, go.
tell me when you start my time.
Go ahead. Go.
I think both of these guys picked like okay commanders, but they both picked the wrong signature spell, and you asked for both, right? You had to pick a good combination. I think Nicol Bolas is better off paired with Deliver Unto Evil because that you need a Nicol Bolas Planeswalker to be able to cast that, but you need a Nicol Bolas Planeswalker to be able to cast your signature spell anyway. And Deliver Unto Evil is so powerful it exiles itself, but you exile it back to the command zone, which takes advantage of the rules of the format better, the same way Thoughtcast does. I think Windfall is a better pairing for Narset Parter of Veils because you just Windfall them, they discard their whole hand, you draw a bunch of new cards. You completely pull their pants down. Much better pairing with Narset than Narset's Reversal. So these guys picked okay commanders, but I think they both picked wrong signature spells, and they both picked less popular commanders for a reason because I made the
10
only correct
seconds.
choice. So, yeah, wrong spells, you suck.
Number 42, Jason Gretzky up the middle and scores. Goes in for
Unsportsmanlike
the
conduct,
strike.
negative 15 points.
All right, Rafael.
My
Goes
beer
in
is
for the
big.
opening and
Get
done.
ready. Get ready for your timer and counter punch. Ready?
Okay, so let's go ahead and pit these three against each other. Saheeli against Nicol Bolas and Narset. Okay, Nicol Bolas costs Uber to cast, right? It costs 1 blue, 3 black, and a red. Okay, that's turn 5. You don't have any good ramp in blue, black, and red that you're going to be able to cast this anytime soon. Okay, so I don't think Nicol Bolas is going to be the good choice. If you pit them against these three, again, Nicol Bolas allows you to take the loyalty abilities of the other two. Why do you care about Narsets when you can draw 1 with your +1? And why do you care about Saheeli's when you're not playing an artifact-based deck? Okay, in terms of Saheeli, again, he stole my first pick choice. So I'm kind of screwed there. But the only thing I can say is that Saheeli is a good engine for drawing cards.
10 seconds.
But she is not in herself a win condition. She's producing bodies, but those bodies still need to be able to get through.
Narcbear's taking his own hockey stick and just beating the crap out of his own goalie. Johnny, I've never seen anything like this before.
That's some weird mental jujitsu.
I don't know.
All right.
Okay.
So
there
Johnny,
it is.
what do you think about that first series and then in this debate that we have going on?
I think Jason had a strong understanding of the content material and definitely made a strong argument. I don't know what happened with Dunning in that second part.
I felt like that was
He
a
pulled
strong
in Dunning.
Yeah.
I think.
Wow.
It seems like Johnny. It just seems like John just lost his way. He just lost that steam when he was on the offense, and he was a terrible quarterbacking skills. While Jason just came out striking first,
and hit a home run.
And Narc Bears, on the other hand, he's just being a little bit patient. He wants to develop from as soon as he can, but it looks like Jason Alt will take the first strike. I hope. I could be wrong.
I believe.
Well, let's go to the final thoughts. 60 seconds.
Let's go to the replay, everyone.
So, final word from Zuby, our head judge.
Oh wait, I have 60 seconds to say something.
No.
Oh,
You have like 6.
What's your ruling on this first round?
So, based on the rules of the format and the way everybody presented their arguments, I have to say Jason cleanly argued his position the best, while the other two just really argued against everybody else's planeswalkers and not really going on as to why their planeswalker was better than the other two. They just kept going on against how Saheeli was bad or how Nicol Bolas was bad, but not really telling us why their planeswalker was better than others. So I'm gonna have to give this one to round 1 to Jason.
All right, Johnny. Before we start the next question, what do you think Johnny and Narc Bears has to do to get back in this ball game?
I think they're going to need to get real creative, and they might find some opportunities to do that in these upcoming questions. So we'll see.
But it seems like Jason has a career of just strong-arming his opponents from the get-go. Being creative is one thing, but they also have to try to outsmart them from here on. No more mistakes. All right, Johnny, you're up.
No more mistakes.
Pixie,
no more mistakes. Let's see how that works.
How's the chat feeling about this?
Oh, we've got a lot of people in the chat talking about.
That was solid.
Talking about Oathbreaker. I don't know, because I don't understand Oathbreaker, so I don't get it.
That's the best answer ever.
I just can't really follow this. I'm trying, but I can't.
I like how you stalled a little bit. We got a lot of people in the chat. They're talking about some stuff and some things.
Yeah, that's what I did.
The best.
All right, so going into the round 2, we will start off with Jason this time. Kind of around the bend. So Jason, you'll be the first one to pick out here.
Gross.
The question goes like this. The company potluck is next week, and you need a +1. Which planeswalker do you bring? What is their signature dish? And why does it get you the promotion to the assistant to the regional manager?
Have fun first, sucker.
And go.
If we're having a potluck, I think the only answer is Hawatli, the Sun's Heart, or the Radiant Champion. It doesn't really matter. The fact is, when you have a Beastmaster Planeswalker, you bring the best dish because the Beastmaster can call animals to come over and just be part of your dish. So whether it's like fricasseed dinosaur, and hey, if I'm going to a company potluck and like, oh, what did you bring? Oh, potato salad. I got fucking Velociraptor. It doesn't even exist on this plane. I gave you some exotic meat you never heard of before. I plane shifted over to a plane where bald eagles are a delicacy. They're not even endangered. You can get all kind of delicious animals. And Hawaii's like, oh, come here, get in this pot. It'll be fine. And that's why you need a Beastmaster Planeswalker. If you're going to I'm not going to bring Tezzeret. People getting metal in their mouth and shit. No, you need a based Planeswalker. The signature disc, fricasseed Velociraptor.
Man.
That was good.
She can pay 2 extra mana, just get another raptor. It's fine.
That was so good that you knocked Coach's internet off.
Oh no, Coach.
Am I back on?
Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah, you're
I'm back. I just got like the last few seconds. It seems like
You didn't miss
like
anything.
CBS Sports is having a technical difficulties. We'll be back after this commercial break. Wait, do we go to commercial? No, we're still going. So we're still live.
Classic
Yeah?
CBS.
Okay.
Yeah, hang on. Here's
All right.
the commercial
CBS
break.
apparently has no commercials anymore.
There we
so
go.
We're just all live all the time.
We're back.
Now, they just play like 30 seconds of an episode of The Big Bang Theory in between their other shows. That's the only thing they advertise anymore.
There we go.
All right. Okay, that was a strong start.
Yeah.
Who's up next?
Up next is Rafael.
Ooh.
Favorite the planeswalker you'd bring, their signature dish, and why it's the winner.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's go with Lord Windgrace, and his signature dish is himself.
What?
Sexy.
Lord
Interesting call here.
Lord Windgrace goes ahead and sacrifices himself to save Dominaria, right? So he's going to go ahead and he's going to sacrifice herself to get me this promotion and to save my job and my livelihood, because that's the kind of bro he is.
So
God.
how does he serve himself?
He's got red mana, he can cook himself. Right? He's got green mana. He can go ahead and he can serve himself up with some sides, some vegetables.
Dish.
Oh my god.
I don't even know how to feel about this anymore.
I don't even know how to what?
Ref, did you have anything else you'd like to add to that dish?
Anything else?
It's a refried beans, maybe?
That's black mana. We don't talk about refried beans.
Oh my god.
And it seems like Mark Bears has done something very unusual on third down and 7. He just decides to punt the ball right away.
Oh.
And Johnny, what
Oh
is
my
going
God.
on with this? What is going on with this offense?
God, that beer's got to be real good. What a good choice.
Reminds me of the time.
Hey bro, I'm gonna kill myself for you. Alright, cool.
First he's taking out his own goalie. Now he punched the ball on third down. What is going on with this team?
I think there's a coaching issue.
All right.
Oh my god.
I got to redeem myself here. Tell me when.
Okay, yeah.
You told me to bring the commentating action, and it is here, guys.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. Yeah.
I gotta restart.
Okay, Mr. Dunning, you ready for this?
Shit.
How are you gonna
Follow
beat that?
I know.
Johnny,
right?
how is he going to respond to this third down punt?
He's not. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Okay, so the obvious choice is Sorin. Sorin Markov, not Sorin Markov, just the card itself, but you could pick a bunch of different Sorins. You could go Sunday Sorin and go the Grim Instigate, the Grim Nemesis, the big boy, or you could just go a little more subtle and just give all your creatures lifelink and +1/+0, or just make vampires. And of course, you're gonna bring Sorin to a barbecue, because if you're not eating people, you're not at a party. I mean, let the blood run free. Let's drink some wine made from the blood of babies, and let's dance on the backs of what?
Fuck.
It's getting real dark. But no, yeah. Sorin for president of the United States. Is that what we're talking about?
What's the signature dish?
Oh, the signature dish? Me. Because, yeah. Let's put Sorin's mouth and my mouth together and make something happen.
What the fuck?
And I just remembered that Jason's son's name is Sorin, and now I feel so gross.
Yeah. You're trying to kiss my son on the mouth, dude.
And my daughter's name is Saren, so, okay.
Saren, like the gas?
Like the gas.
And going up for the nice, easy layup, number 35, Jon Dunning tries to go up and completely misses the backboard.
Look how entertained our judge looks right now.
Like, what the fuck? I'm just wondering what the
He's
fuck.
trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
No, I was actually looking up the Yankees and Rays score, so.
It's great.
I told you, no more football.
Well,
that hurts.
I'm never getting a preview card. Let's move on.
Only if you stream Minecraft will you get a preview
Don't
card.
pretend this is
God.
why you're not getting a preview.
Exactly.
So we were thinking of giving Jon Dunning a preview card. What do you think? The dude said he wants to eat babies.
Just trying to kiss Jason Alt's son. No. Oh, boy.
He's very kissable.
I mean,
Oh my god.
Oh, no, he's 3 weeks old. He's precious.
he is.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen
This guy
videos.
wants to open mouth kiss. Can we
What the
deduct some
fuck?
points?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Good.
All right, you're on the.
There may be a penalty on that.
What are
play.
you, Tom Brady, trying to kiss my son on the mouth?
I hold myself in contempt.
Are you Joe Biden? Trying
Why
to
should
like
you be
sniff
any
kids
different?
and,
Jesus God.
and like grope them or some shit?
No. All right, let's move on.
God Almighty! I haven't seen
The
wheels fall
fuck?
off this
All right,
hard since that Winnebago trip.
we're in the rebuttals.
Yeah, it's rebuttals.
Okay, hold on.
How are they, Johnny? How will they recover from this set of mishaps?
I don't know. Do you recover from this? Can you?
We
Just move
already
on.
said they can't make any more mistakes, and they did the complete opposite. They made every single mistake possible.
Yeah.
We
Emotionally
are
and
seeing some fantastic competition with one side being completely competent and doing everything they're supposed to, and the other two sides having no idea that they're playing.
One side is the Game 5 Boston Bruins, and the other side is the Game 7 Boston Bruins.
Oh, deduct a point for that reference.
No more hockey talk. Only baseball or football.
All right.
The
Hey, I
judges
threw
are
the
Alright.
basketball
All
reference.
sides.
John apparently missed a layup and just missed the backboard completely. Went into the crowd in the bucket of popcorn.
Oh, No, Daniel Krause. We need this rebuttal. I need to hear everybody's rebuttal as to why their choice is the best.
Yeah.
We
So,
could skip this rebuttal.
so we're gonna go on. Jason, tell us why your answer is clearly the best.
Well, you see, Lord Windgrace can't cook if he's dead. So
This is true.
I think and Sora doesn't eat food. So you're going to trust a guy who's never eaten food and doesn't have a butthole? The
How do
guy
you
probably
know?
like
How do you
after
know?
years of being a vampire, your butthole probably atrophies, right? Like we can agree on that. He doesn't eat solid food. He doesn't need to process it that way. So we got a guy that never eats and a guy who's never eeten himself. What is it? Lord Windgrace like, well, I give myself a bath with my tongue because I've got a panther head, so I assume I'm delicious. How could he finish cooking the dish after he's dead? There's no way. He would be raw. If you want to eat raw panther, sure, go to town. Pick his stupid answer. And if you want a guy who's never eaten food in his life, yeah, have him eat
like
John.
50 points negative.
So I got a
Panther
planeswalker
10
that can
seconds.
summon
seconds.
dinosaurs, delicious, meaty dinosaurs to be eaten. And I think that's the only clear choice.
And Jason Alt just being savage and scoring left and right, having no mercy on the opposing teams. What are we gonna do about this, Slivers? Like how? Like it's just a bloodbath on the field, and I don't know if they can absolutely have any sort of ground or traction getting back from this one.
Nobody
Jason
wants a
Alt.
bloodbath. That's why you don't bring Sora into a barbecue.
Jason Alt just scoring every time he is on the field.
It's brutal out there.
It is brutal, and how do you stop? How do you stop an unstoppable force, Johnny?
I don't know. We're gonna see if Rafael can actually get there. Rafael, you've got 60 seconds for rebuttal.
Go ahead.
Okay, the example that Jason gave was summoning raptors. Okay, a raptor is a predator, and predators inherently have gross, stringy meat.
Oh.
Why would you serve gross, stringy meat at a barbecue? That sounds disgusting. Okay, Soren,
He's got a point.
putting aside the fact that
Bird of
John
prey.
wants to kiss babies with an open mouth. Okay, putting that aside,
Aside from that, yeah.
what the best dish that Soren could probably come up with is like blood soup, which I realize is a delicacy in certain places, but fucking gross. Like, no, just no. Yes, it is true that it will be difficult to cook himself while he's dead, but he can cook himself while he's still alive. Okay? He can roast himself, go and be like, hey, you know what? Put me out in like 15 minutes, flip me over, and then I'll be good and done.
And a nice little pop down the middle, and he gets double play, and he gets one runner in. It's a nice little setup, Johnny. All right, so now number 35, Jon Dunning, has to come up and see how recover from this mess of a show he's put on tonight.
Okay. So
I'm on my third beer now.
Oh, PK, are you
Thanks,
ready?
John is the
Keep it up.
Washington Generals of this show.
Are you ready?
There's a
for this?
basketball reference.
Oh, boy. I'm the Jared Dudley. Okay, here we go. Okay, so first of all, if we're just talking about how tender the meat is, then Obviously, have you ever heard of veal? I don't eat it personally, but baby meat is the most tender meat. Let's just clear that. Let's just clear the air on that one. However,
Jason just walks away.
However, you're gonna have a good time at Soren's barbecue because he's not only a good cook and everyone's gonna get crunk off the blood juice, but he's also a romantic. You're gonna have a good time getting not only being fed but fed upon. It's a double whammy. You're gonna eat. You're gonna like Raf's weird cannibal Lord of the Flies thing going on. You're gonna get these sweet romantic blood kisses as well as consuming other people's flesh and viscera. I think it's the clear choice for the barbecue that I want to intend.
10 seconds.
That's it.
And Jon Dunning, number 35, quarterback draw up the middle, and Jason Alt, number 54 for the Chicago Bears, just lays him out.
Oh.
It's just disastrous. And I don't think Jon Dunning's going to get up after this one, Johnny.
Hey, it's no picnic for me. I don't want
He is still twitching on the ground. I think we need the ambulance.
You're skewing the judge.
I love that John leaned into the eating babies thing.
I gotta say, it was an interesting play for the fetish crowd.
Jason Urlacher just dominating the field for this one.
Welcome to the dark web.
How does Raph not know that a raptor would taste like chicken? I feel like everybody
Yeah,
saw Jurassic
I was
Park.
hoping the judge might not know that.
All right, Zoobs.
Fuck. This was a disaster. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
So we have Jason with Huatli and can summon dinosaurs, and I'd like a Brontosaurus steak.
Ooh.
We got Raph with Lord Windgrace, where he just fucking commits seppuku. Then you got John with Soren, where you actually said the signature dish would be yourself, John.
I did.
So
At first,
yeah,
yeah,
you did.
Oh, well, me, John. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I can't clear this up.
With the reverse.
So I have to go with Jason because it was like the only logical one there.
Oh boy.
Raph, we're not out of this yet. Except that we are.
God.
Lady.
Oh my
All right, so
God.
definitely Jason Alt going for that second round win in this Supreme Verdict debate, Johnny Slivers. And how do you think the rest of this will play out? Actually, I should be pointing this way. How will the rest of this play out, Johnny Slivers?
Well, Jason's clearly showing a commanding lead and control of this whole field, and I honestly, I don't know. I came here for a game and we found a circus. This is amazing.
And I don't think he's going to let up.
2 for 1.
He will not let up. He will not let this first string offense get off the field. He will just keep scoring and scoring and scoring until he gets 90, 100, 120 points and just completely demolish this team's morale. Like, it is just an absolute nightmare for everyone who is involved.
Soccer team.
It almost sounds like a lead into our third round.
Jason, you
going
get paid
to the
too much to be the women's soccer team.
Oh,
Ooh. What was it like? 13-0 or 13-1, something like that for their first game.
13-0, yeah.
God, that is
and they celebrated after every goal, which pissed a lot of people off.
Hey, we're getting some success in soccer. We need every bit of it.
Hey, you don't want
we
to
should
sell
pay
it?
them
Pay
too.
me more.
All right,
Okay.
John, what's different about round 3?
Okay, hopefully I'm not going. You know what? This is fine. We'll be fine. Everything's fine. All right, the third question.
Oh, wait. But round 3 is different.
Round 3?
Yes.
Wait, is this where we go to the final question?
No.
Or no? Round 3 is another.
Chat's
third.
the judge, I think, on this one.
Yes.
Chat's the judge on this one.
Yes.
Oh,
so
boy.
Chat, get ready.
Brace yourself. All right, third question. You're out at the club and you need your wing walker. Which planeswalker has your back? What is their signature wing walker move, and why is it the ultimate stunner?
Oh.
Who's going first?
Narc Bears,
going
I
first
think
on
you're up.
that one. Yep, Rafael, you are first up on this round. Who's your walker, and why are they gonna get there for you?
Okay, I hate blue, but it's Jace. And the reason that it's Jace is because he's a mind mage. Okay, we already know that he uses his mind mage abilities to manipulate his own physique to make him look a little bit more toned. He can do the same for me, and he can over-exaggerate his blemishes. So if he wants to play the "you look great" by comparison, he can do that. If instead he wants to make me look like a super rich dude, he can bling me out. If he thinks that the best thing for this situation might be for me to look like I'm in a fucking burlap sack for whatever reason, he can do that. He can make me look like anything.
Dude,
Yeah,
really
sure, it's
fucking
not
awesome.
real, but who cares? It's just the wingman, right? If it's just the wingman, all I'm looking to do is get laid, so what do I care?
Wow, strong.
So illusions would be the wing walker move, the stunner, essentially.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And number 14, Rafael, bases loaded, and he just knocks one out of the park.
He got a grand slam.
Scores.
It's like
Grand
Coach is on a different
slam,
show
bringing
than the rest of
everyone
us.
home. Johnny Slivers, I would never have thought to see in this competition, see something that big and epic. But he still needs to, Rafael still needs a few more plays to catch up with Jason Alt. So next up, we should have Jon Dunning to see what kind of recovery and rebound he's going to come up with for this next round.
Oh boy.
And I don't think our hopes are very high, even from our own 10th Street Hooligans. We have lost faith since round
Screwing
one.
the home team here. The home team advantage.
I love you,
I
John.
swear to God, John, if you mention kissing babies again, I'm gonna leave.
I'm gonna leave. All right. Tell me when.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
My wing walker is gonna be like, who else would I want my Will Ferrell to myself being a Chris Kattan, Night at the Roxbury reference, to be the one and only Garrick. I mean, and yeah, I said it right. It's not Garuk, so there you go.
Oh.
But Garrick is definitely the wingman because he's gonna initially, he's like a Monet. Initially from afar, he's gonna draw in a crowd because he is nice, big, and bulky. But once you get up there, he's veiny and he looks like a crackhead, right? Like he just looks like there's just a lot going on. He looks dangerous, and it's like, ooh, the muscles brought me here, but the sensitivity from your boy is gonna make them stay. So I think that I think Garrick is the obvious choice because he's gonna be the initial net to bring in the school of fish, where I'm gonna be the sushi sous chef to kind of dispatch the school.
So is his muscles going to be the ultimate like stunner type thing? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
he's just gonna flex out, or he might decapitate someone. I don't know. It's just gonna happen.
Flexing / killing. Okay, I see.
And number 35, Jon Dunning with the basketball coming up, slam, dunk, and breaks the entire backboard. Shattered, glass everywhere, and eyes, faces. The entire home crowd is feeling that one. And Jon Dunning just completely scores on his opponents. Johnny Slivers, do you think that would have ever happened in any other scenario besides this one?
No.
Nope.
Nah.
You sound like Corbin Dallas in Fifth Element. No.
Are you nervous in the service?
Unbelievable!
Thrilled.
Will it be enough to get Jon Dunning back in this game? We'll find out with our next commercial. I mean, Jason Alt is next.
The rebuttal.
He's got
Jason even really need to go since he is like up by like 70 points.
Yeah, he does, motherfucker.
I do.
We can make it like 100.
The
Jack,
chat
get
might
ready to
decide
vote,
that I
too.
deserve to lose the whole thing. I gotta bring my A game.
That's all right. We got this one. All right, Jason, you're up.
I believe in you.
So they elucidated part of the wingman duties, which is to talk you up and make you look good. But wingmen have other duties, which is to jump on the proverbial grenade. You need a wingman who is willing to take out the less good-looking friend and either distract her or take her out on the dance floor, or maybe even go home with her so that you can seal the deal. A guy who is willing to lay down his life for the team, physically, metaphorically, and literally. Gideon is my man.
I knew it. I knew it. It was going to be Gideon.
He's a rugged, handsome dude, and he can bring in the ladies just like Garrick does. But unlike Garrick, he doesn't look like he smells like pee. He can bring over the ladies, and when a handsome guy talks you up, women pay attention. And if she's got if she's got a friend that's got like a panther head or like 6 arms or something like that, he's the guy that's going to make the sacrifice for the greater good, and he's going to be your wingman, and he's going to jump on that magma mime. So
cute.
I got to give it to my man Gideon Blackblade.
And not pulling any punches, Jason. Bringing in the Gideon to finish out everyone. It is just a massacre at this point, and we don't know what to do, Mr. Slivers. Jason is uncontrollable at this point, and he will just not stop murdering his opponents
over and over again.
Right,
I mean, they're dead on the floor at this point, and he just keeps stabbing to make sure they are gone.
Quite the psychopath. All right, well, Rafael.
On to rebuttals.
On to rebuttals. Rafael and Jon still have a chance. Rafael, you've got 60 seconds. Rachel, give us the buzzer.
Here we go.
Well, it is true that both Garrick and Gideon. Garrick does look like he smells like pee. In fact, the last time we saw him, he was basically undead, so he probably smells like ass from like 150 feet away. So I don't really think him bringing in the ladies is really going to be all too effective as Jon thinks. Gideon, yes, will dive on that on her friend if he needs to, but he is not going to be apt as a white planeswalker to use deception if needed to in order to secure the deal. Jace, again, can manipulate anything.
Good, bro.
He can manipulate anything. He can make that friend have a headache and decide that she needs to go home. He can make her think that she's going home with some super hunked up dude when in fact she's going home with Jace and his beer belly. Right? I think Jace has far more flexibility in terms of a wingman and can adapt to the situation way more than the others.
And a Hail Mary pass by Rafael, and it's a score. Okay. Another big play into the competition. And it looks like Rafael might be squeezing his way into the 4th and final round. Let's see how Jon Dunning comes up and see if he can just knock Rafael out of the 2nd place holding.
Tell me when, PK. Tell me
when. Go.
Okay, so first off, Jace is the equivalent to a like the personification of a roofie. So you definitely don't want Jace around. He is just going to make everyone do exactly what he wants to do. The worst wingman on the face of the fucking multiverse. Do not subscribe. But goodbye to Raph Bear. Now we go to Gideon. Yeah, he's gonna jump on the grenade. He's gonna jump on all the grenades. He's gonna jump on all the people that are brought over to you because he is just Garrick is there to be a faraway a grabber of attention, and it doesn't even matter that he smells like pee because most nightclubs do. I used to live in Vegas for 22 years and I worked in this goddamn thing. They all smell like pee, and so when they go up to you, of course, okay, you.
God.
10 seconds.
Nasty, but then Gideon's just gonna be like, it isn't the honorable thing to do to turn her away, to turn her down. I'm just gonna go home with the 10 of them. Goodbye, good night, fuck off.
And Jason and Jon Dunning taking the ball for himself, but tripping on his own 2 feet, fumbling the ball at the 5, and looks like the defense is picking up, and they will go for a 95-yard score. And looks like Jon Dunning, once again, will not make it to round 4.
Shut up.
Jon,
that was a epic but awful last play of the competition, Johnny Slivers.
That deserves its own MTG Content Creator Award right there. Best rant. That was the best fucking rant.
The Chromanticore Award for best drunken rant.
Yeah.
I have never seen such a horrendous argument before, Johnny. And looks like we're gonna need to bring in the backup quarterback for this next week's Supreme Verdict.
Well, PK, who's the chat? The chat picks this round, so.
Well, we still got to go with Jason. Jason hasn't fucking gone, man.
Oh, man.
Jason doesn't need to go.
No,
He's got this.
Jesus Christ.
I don't think he does. I don't think Jason's got this shit.
Jason's got. He still gets his rebuttal. We're in rebuttal phase, right? Yeah, he gets his rebuttal. He's
got to fucking impress me right now. I know it's all up to the chat, but he's got to impress me.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead.
I think a wingman is somebody that accentuates your good qualities and doesn't invent good qualities. Jace is a liar. He's basically Jace Cosby as a wingman. I don't want him to. I don't want him to trick anybody. I don't want him to.
Holy shit!
Because I want her to have a good morning after experience. I don't want him to magically enhance my 6-pack or whatever, and then she wakes up the next morning and I'm her rock bottom. I don't need that. I want him to honestly say some nice things about me, the way only a white planeswalker can. And a white planeswalker is not going to snake your girl because he's honorable. He's not a black mage. Furthermore, Garrick. What needs to be said about Garrick? He doesn't belong in a nightclub. I've been kicked out of a nightclub because a friend I was with didn't have nice enough shoes. You're going to tell me a guy who grabs women by the throat is going to get into a nightclub? I don't think so.
Snap.
That's exactly the type of people that are in
You picked the most conscious. You picked the 2 rapiest planeswalkers possible. And I picked that Boy Scout. You guys are going down there.
Oh my god.
Throat grabber. Wild speaker, yeah. I don't think so. I think this is.
Sorry.
I think it's
He's gonna
okay.
grab her by the enchantment, and yeah.
Oh my god.
Chat.
I have regrets.
All right, Chad, it's all up to you. We leave it in your.
So does my vote count at all?
I just want to hear it. I just want to hear.
I
what
want
you
to
have
hear it.
say.
Yeah.
I think fucking Jace was the best pick because it's all about getting the woman and then just saying fuck off. You know, Jace will get you there.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh my god.
You are
Clean
fired.
shifting out of her place the morning after. It's like, Jace, I woke up next to an Uggo, and he's like, you're back on Dominaria now.
There you go. Boom.
Brutal.
So fired.
Brutal.
I'm
Jason,
Rafael there.
feeling bad for the opposing team, just gives the ball to his opponent and lets them score, but it's okay. He's only up by 117 points.
Oh my god.
All right,
I fucking
PK.
love it.
What does the chat say? Who wins this round?
Okay.
Count them up.
Jason,
fucking
it's
wrong,
there's
Chad.
4 for Jason right now. 5. I
see
think.
a lot of Jason.
It's because of my
Yeah,
great commentating.
We
It's
have
skewed.
we've got 1 vote for John.
Yeah!
There we go.
That's
Jason's
my
like, "It was
friend,
me."
John.
Blind allegiance.
We've got 1 vote for Raphael.
Oh,
Yeah! That's our
Yeah.
patron, Narc. I like that guy.
And we
Hey, there's
got,
2. There's 2. You
Stop
didn't count
patronage.
Zuby.
Yeah, I
Oh.
voted for him. Yeah.
Okay.
My vote counts as like 7.
And we've
Okay.
got 3 votes for Jason.
Yeah!
And if I put my vote in, I'm also voting for Jason Gideon Blackblade, wingman extraordinaire.
I should have fucking picked the Johnny.
I think we need to review it. John, you can challenge
No,
it.
dude. If you took a,
All right,
if
we
you
need
took
to
a cat
check
to a bar,
the instant replay
women
of
would
that
just pat him
last.
all night.
Oh god.
No,
All right.
I'm just saying, like he would attract all the women because he's a cat and he's hunky,
It's-
right? He's
it's
still
true.
a white mage.
Yeah, he would go home with every woman,
should
or he
have
would
picked
just
that.
lay there and like bat at a giant ball of string.
Exactly what you don't want in a wingman.
Exactly, he's gonna pull focus.
Man.
Mm.
All right.
All right,
So
all
here
right,
we go.
Zuby. Who is going to battle Jason in the
Yeah,
4th
you get to
round?
pick.
Oh fuck, was I supposed to like keep track of the other 2?
Oh man.
Fuck. Well then, I'd have to probably say Raphael because he's made some better arguments than John.
Perfect. I agree.
Sorry, man.
Dark doesn't want to open mouth kiss my son, so
I almost shit my pants.
He's a cute little boy.
God.
All right, Mr. Slivers. So going into the final round is
my God.
Jason
Said it, not
Alt
me,
with
so
a
you can leave.
commanding lead. And just getting in by the skin of his teeth, Mr. Narkbear's Raphael. How do you think this last round will play out, Mr. Slivers?
I have no idea anymore how this game show even works.
We all know for one thing, Jon Dunning should never play this game ever again.
100%.
That's not nice.
Oh man.
QB1 must sit out for next week or next month's show.
Don't
All
smoke
right,
your own
so-
product.
Let's do a
Nice.
supreme verdict on how I should never be able to compete again.
Oh.
All right,
Okay.
all right, Johnny Slivers. We
Don't
will
say,
now.
you voted for Jason last
All
time.
right.
All right, Johnny Slivers. We are now going on to the last round. What will be the topic for between Rafael and Jason Alt?
So,
And whoever
gentlemen,
wins this wins the whole thing
Yeah,
and gets
and
to put
you're
their
back
hands in my
to being the
pocket.
supreme
That doesn't
judge.
seem
Yep,
fair,
yep.
but okay.
this is going to be a mental cage match. So brace yourselves. This is where it gets even weirder than it has. God Almighty!
Well,
Didn't
let's
think it was-
let's give Jason a leg up though. Like he gets extra time or something because he
Not
has
necessary.
been dominating.
Doesn't matter. We're not playing for any real stakes.
Yes, we are.
Hey, I used to
All
host
right.
a
Your
Walking Dead
reputation on
trivia
the
show,
line.
and I sent an actual like WWE replica belt across to the UK for the winner. So we are playing for real stakes, sir.
Okay. So
I remember that show,
way
John,
this-
The Walking
the
Dead
way
show.
this
Yeah.
this is a multi-part question. The way this is going to work, we're going to
God,
start
that
off.
show sucks.
We're going to go since Jason has a clear command of the field. He will go first pick on this one. The first part of this question is, what do you think is the worst planeswalker to pilot an Oathbreaker deck?
I can answer right now.
Yes, yeah, it's multi-part. We're gonna go back and forth.
I mean,
We're
I
gonna
should
set
have
for
more
7.
time to think since I'm winning, right? Like,
No time.
There we go. Go.
You got to go.
Wow.
who can
Like-
be ineffable because he's colorless and your mana base will suck,
Yeah.
and like basically your only potential signature spell is all his dust, and that's 7 mana. Like, you don't have that many spells that are completely colorless. So I think Ugin is probably the most
Ugin the
awkward.
ineffable?
All right.
A 6 mana
All right.
planeswalker with a 7 mana signature spell just seems real awkward. Bad
All right.
mana.
So we've got Ugin. All right. So Raphael, we're gonna go to you real quick. What's the worst planeswalker you would pilot an Oathbreaker deck with?
So just the Planeswalker.
Just the planeswalker. Just pick the planeswalker.
We need Jeopardy music.
Flipple Bolus doesn't because he doesn't count because he's legendary on the other side.
How much time are we giving him?
As much time as he
Minutes.
wants.
I'm just a loser. I can't say anything.
I had like 3 seconds after he answered the question.
I
He's like,
love you,
"Oh,
John."
well, Jason's gonna go for a minute, and then you can go into the tank for an hour." Answer.
Karn!
Karn.
Liberated.
Oh.
So Karn
For the
liberated.
same reasons.
For the same reasons. All right.
Karn liberated.
So Karn liberated. Here's. Now this is
Quit
where we're
copying
gonna,
off
it's gonna
my
get
paper.
weirder now. Now instead of
first-
signature spell, we're
first
gonna have a
Healy, then
special
this.
signature weapon. We're gonna go back to Jason. You get to pick your signature weapon, and it's gonna be we're taking inspiration from Super Fight. So
Oh, okay.
this is what's gonna happen here. Shuffle those up. Jason, you get the choice of your weapon is either riding a war elephant,
Okay, like Hannibal.
literal jazz hands,
Oh.
Okay.
or laser eyes.
Take the Hannibal. Take the elephant.
God, I love this.
Superman
So
had
work,
laser
John.
eyes. That's pretty busted, right?
All right.
Take
Yeah.
Hannibal.
So we're talking about an Ugin with laser eyes and you. Or, all right, Ugin with laser eyes.
Wait,
All
am
right.
I trying to build the worst planeswalker? Or
No,
the
you're-
best?
No,
you
it's just a fucking
pick,
weapon.
You pick the worst. You just pick the worst planeswalker for what you would never play in Oathbreaker. But now
Okay.
we're going to give them a weapon. This is going to go weird. This is going to have nothing to do with the Oathbreaker format. We're just using that as a theme.
See, you don't even understand what's going on.
No, I know. It's a
So I got
tragic.
Ugin the Ineffable with laser eyes. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Ugin with laser eyes. All right, Raph, you get to choose from. You are literally 100 stories tall. You are inside a giant hamster ball, or you are wearing a meat bikini.
Fuck, those are all horrible.
That's the point.
Welcome to the show, Ralph.
Well, repeat, 100, literally 100 stories tall in a hamster ball, or what's the last one?
Oh, 100 stories tall,
Meat bikini.
inside a giant hamster ball,
Yeah.
or wearing a meat bikini.
Meat bikini.
Meat.
Meat bikini.
All right.
Lady Gaga.
Uncooked steak.
That coach would eat
Like
with
coaches.
his fingers.
I'm gonna go with meat bikini.
Yes, you would.
Okay, meat
course.
bikini.
Of course.
Okay, so this.
Because 100
this is
stories
very-
tall silver golem would destroy the economy.
Okay.
Silver would
So-
crash.
All right. So this is going to be your WWE tag team wrestling team. What is your What is your wrestling team name? What is your team's signature move? And why is that the reason you dominate in the Octagon of Doom?
Oh, damn.
Right?
What?
Ruh-roh.
Yes.
You got a minute.
So Ugan and Karn are a tag team wrestling
Ugan and Karn
match,
are
right?
tag teaming with you guys. So you have your tag team, you have your weapons and your signature move, and you're in a WWE wrestling match.
Yeah,
Who's winning?
what's your team name? What's your signature move?
It's clear our team name is LOL Drazi. Right, that's the only possible name. And our signature move is I eat like a plate of nachos ringside while Ugin wrecks everybody with his laser vision, right?
The whole show.
Our signature move is he picks me up by my ankles and just like swings me around. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's called the D&T, which sounds like a wrestling move, but is actually Death and Taxes. I don't know.
You're not a white planeswalker.
I'm not a white trash planeswalker, so I don't get wrestling references.
Damn.
But you're from Michigan, though.
Whoa.
Is that a wrestling thing? Is that where wrestlers come from?
No, it's just you're in the Midwest and all that shit.
Yeah, we have backyard wrestling.
Hey,
That's
pipe down,
completely
Florida.
different. That's a bunch of guys. That's a bunch of guys who work at CVS hitting each other with
Yeah, this coming from Florida.
light bulbs.
Yeah, I know, right?
Florida man.
Florida man.
So yeah, we're the LOL Drazi. Our signature move is the laser eyes, right? So
You eat nachos and laser eyes?
yeah, I eat nachos while the giant elder dragon that's older than the universe itself burns a planeswalker made out of metal with his laser eyes.
I don't know. I have no dog in this fight,
And
but I
cooks
have
that
to say,
meat bikini, which I later eat.
I have to say the Russian is cut. Oof.
Man, I just keep getting like kicked out of this. Like, I guess my commentating's too hot.
That's true.
I just keep getting kicked out.
Right
My
now.
laser eyes melted your CPU.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dude, the almost forming of a beard right there is making me hot. I'm getting a hot flash.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Okay, Rafael.
Okay, we're called the Wasted Brothers. We come into the arena drinking a 6-pack each, right? But because we're so massive, it doesn't affect us at all. So we're like, fuck it. We walk up to the ring, and our finishing move is called the meat spin.
Ew.
I grab Ugin.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I grab Ugin by the ankle.
I thought you
Spin him
played
around
something
in a
with Karn. You don't even remember.
No, it's with Karn.
I grab Ugin by the ankles.
Okay.
I
Safe
spin
for
him
work.
around. Okay. The lasers, he's looking up and down while he's spinning around. So he blasts the opponents with the laser eyes, and he cooks the meat. And when the meat's done cooking, he's eating it there.
Oh my.
Are we back to kissing babies?
No, that was fucking amazing. I loved
Meat
it.
spin is a legit signature move.
That's a pretty fucking awesome move.
And out of nowhere, a good haymaker to the face of Jason Alt. And looks like Jason Alt has been shocked for like half a second, and he just didn't know what happened as Rafael just comes in swinging.
I think we're all losers here. Except Pixie, because she has no idea what the hell's going on.
That's probably a good thing though.
Yeah. No, for sure. All right. How do we
So
judge
tragic.
How do you judge? How do you
just say
judge a
that?
creation like this?
that? Should we all
Let me
judge
just
it
say
as
my
a-
freshman year roommate didn't lock his computer when he went to class, and I brought up meat spin on his computer.
Yeah.
Are we even doing rebuttals in this round?
I don't know. Do we need?
I made
that
this
even-
game. I don't even know.
I think Raphael wins because that the meat spin.
He
is what
forgot who
fucking-
his planeswalker even was.
I
No,
say
he-
we go to
no.
a vote. I say we go to a vote.
I vote Raphael.
All right. Ralph's got one. PK.
I'm voting Jason. He was consistent overall.
Sure.
Oh,
He was
you
the
got to
least
bring the
creepy.
past into this? Come on.
Definitely the least creepy.
What has he said lately?
All right, Dunning.
Coach.
Let's see. I got to go with Jason. Jason just has been hammering both of y'all this entire time, and it was just absolutely epic.
That meat spin
And
was strong.
I'm glad.
Oof.
It wasn't like the first episode where I just took an ass beating that first episode.
You did great.
I'm
Johnny
glad I'm
was
not on the
sucked.
receiving end anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Jesus.
Slivers,
Oh,
what do you
God.
got?
Sorry. The the flavor and visual from Raph was very strong. Actually, I'm gonna have to go with that one.
Oh, 2-2.
Oh, 2-2. So
Uh-oh.
John,
Oh,
for the
no.
deciding vote.
Wait, chat. No, chat gets
Chat.
a
No.
vote. Chat gets a vote.
Chat's just gonna vote for Jason. Come on, let's get you,
Oh
John.
yeah,
Chat can
as
vote for
as they
whomever,
should.
yeah.
Yeah.
Blind allegiance.
Chat, come on, let's go. I just want to
Okay.
say that this was leagues and above better than the first episode. This was crazy.
Oh God, yes.
Was
That
it?
was
Is
just
Is
awful.
this the
Hilarious.
second one you've ever done?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Coach
I think I would've-
gave me a real run
Jason's
for
never
my money
coming
last
back.
time I was on.
Boom.
I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Coach
think I would have done better on the first
Yeah.
Supreme Verdict had I not said time walk. That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You honestly had that first game, I think, and then you totally fumbled.
Dude, I fumbled at the one and gave it to the other
You
team,
Deshaun
and
Jackson that
they
shit.
scored the touchdown.
I didn't even show up.
I came ready with finance data. Like, who's ready for that?
Spike.
Not me,
Peters
apparently.
votes for
All right,
John.
chat's got 10 more seconds to put in their votes before we close.
Yeah, come on, chat.
Chat.
Come on, chatty.
Oh, this is close.
This is close.
It's very close.
Oh God, it's still I think 2-2 right now.
Yeah, it's 2-2. I haven't voted yet, and if we get a tie, I don't even know. We have to
Apparently,
do it all over again.
two people picked John.
Vote meat spin.
As
Meat
they
spin.
should.
It looks like Rafael got it.
Hashtag meat spin.
Oh, Rafael got it.
Did he? All right. Well.
Yeah, Rafael got it.
Oh man, as much as I'd love to vote for my Narc Bear, it's got to go to Jason. It was just so competent and made me.
Oh,
yeah.
boo.
Yeah. It was,
Well, are you voting on the basis of the last round or the
no,
whole
the
thing
overall performance. Yeah.
Is that what they're voting on, or are they voting on just the last round?
I think
This
that's
is the last round, round 4.
I think it was the total aggregate of everything. That's what it should have been.
I don't think that's the rules, though.
Well, I made the.
We don't
rules.
have rules.
It was my understanding that whoever did the best in the last
All right,
round took it
so-
all.
So I'm the official judge,
Yeah, yeah.
and I have
Judge!
the official scorecard here.
Yeah.
And I put Rafael for round 4.
All right, Raphael's got it then.
All right, you did it, Narc.
But Jason wins the whole thing, though.
Yep. Jason
yeah.
just
We're all
so he
winners.
Jason
round 4
just
the whole thing.
tore y'all apart.
Yeah.
Hey, don't ever let anybody say that Raph bought his victory just because he's a patron.
Oh shit!
I would hate to have him have an asterisk in the Hall of
Hey,
Fame.
Rafael doesn't pay me anything. I don't get paid. I only get paid. I have to pay John to show up here. So
Well,
All right,
Yeah,
Johnny.
we all
Let's.
system.
Suck, right?
All right, Johnny Slivers. Let's close this out and let's see how did you. What were you expecting out of this second episode of Supreme Verdict, Mr. Slivers?
I have no idea.
best
You just,
color
like, make
commentator
shit up?
ever.
Did you get what you wanted?
Did I get? I laughed. You know what? I got laughs, which is what I was looking for. And you know, if the chat laughed, that's great.
Were you
That's
not
what I was looking for.
entertained? Yeah.
I was entertained. I was
And overall,
horrified at times, but
overall, it just like Jason Alt just out of the gate just came out swinging and did more damage than what he was supposed to, and just beat the crap out of John that first round. Kind of just threw over Rafael in the second round, and then just like groin punched both of them at the same time in the third round. And somehow Rafael did not get hurt as bad getting hit in the groin in that third round, which snuck him into the fourth round, and then comes out and throws a nice haymaker and gets for the
Coach is
fourth
on a
round. But it
completely
was
different
just
show
not
than the rest of us.
But it was just not enough, as Jason Alt, hands down, wins this entire second episode of Supreme Verdict. Congratulations, Mr. Jason Alt.
Let's go to PK.
I have so many people to thank.
Let's go to PK for the after match interviews. So here's
Oh.
PK with the winners, the winner Jason Alt, and the losers.
How many questions do you want here?
I mean, just whatever feels natural.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Jason, let's start with you. What was your approach to this debate?
Be smarter than these two guys.
Okay. Yeah, it's good.
Oh
it's
my
good.
god.
Let's go to Rafael. How could you have answered things differently so it might have turned out in a way that would have been more positive for you?
Well, I think having Lord Windgrace cook himself was probably a bad choice.
That was a
In retrospect,
punt.
Yeah.
in retrospect, it wasn't clear at the time, but in retrospect, probably not as good.
Okay.
I don't know. Me not being a meme troll, I think probably would have helped, but can't really help that.
Yeah. So, John, how did you prepare for this debate?
He didn't.
I tried to make an Oathbreaker deck, and I realized I was bad at that. And then I'm like, hey, let's do a show about it, because that seems like the natural progression. So I thought I was going to do better at this. Obviously, I was wrong. I let my emotions drive the train. And always lead with your mind, not your heart, or anything, or kissing babies. 'Cause that doesn't win either.
John, you did the one rule of the internet. You violated the one rule of the internet. You listened to a troll.
Ooh.
Oh snap.
I know.
Let's go back to Jason.
Oh.
What wasn't working for your opponents?
Not being as smart as me.
Such a fucking Jason Alt answer.
I feel like I went to oathbreaker.edhrec.com and I had a lot of data at my disposal. I'm going to use my victory lap to pimp a website where I get absolutely no money from it doing well, but whatever.
He's sponsored by Mellow Yellow too.
It's almost like he just wrote an article for MTG Price where he looked at the Oathbreaker and signature spell combinations and wrote up something about the potential implications for the finance.
Or maybe he went to
Brainstorm for as little as
that's
$9 a month.
brainstorm.brewery for your best, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. I mean, Arlen Cord and Moonmist is the #1 combination on EDH Rec Oathbreaker section, so take that with a grain of salt. But I did have some data at my disposal. I had all the planeswalkers that are popular laid out, and I was able to say, hey, Saheeli Thoughtcast is a little more popular. And hey, Narset's Reversal sounds good to me, but actually people are playing Narset with Windfall. So I didn't have to guess as much as you guys. I had data based on like what other people are actually doing. And I feel like going to oathbreaker.com or oathbreaker.edhrec.com really helped me out in this. And I think just having a little bit of data at your disposal makes you sound much smarter than you are.
Very good. Raphael, when you get into a tense situation, what do you do to stay relaxed?
Eat refried beans.
I usually make jokes about Lord Windgrace cooking himself for a barbecue.
It turns out great. We have video evidence.
No, I mean legitimately, like humor is a great tension diffuser. So it seemed ridiculous. So
you didn't talk about kissing my son, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that's why you won. You got into the 4th round.
Agreed.
Oh.
You weren't talking about kissing, but making out with him and all that shit.
Well,
John.
Yes.
No.
Doubling down.
John.
Yes.
When you were down, how did you stay positive?
Did he
I
though?
drank more beer.
Next question.
Same question.
Oh, good. That's a good question.
Oh.
I don't know. I doubled down on the wrong things. I picked a through line and hoped that comedic charm and whatnot would get through, but then I realized I'm not very funny, so it didn't work. So
I find you funny, John.
Oh.
I like you.
You're funny. It's okay.
all right.
I find your face funny.
Your
Yeah, John
body's
does face
weird.
funny.
Yeah. Look like a sack of potatoes. All right.
Okay, so
Moldy
everyone,
potatoes.
Yes. Oh.
one word to sum up your performance this evening.
Ooh.
Jason.
Dominant.
Agreed.
Raphael.
Ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
John.
Disastrous.
I can't say the word, so it's beep. Yeah.
Beep.
Can't say that
Sexy.
word on the internet.
No, that
Yeah,
you're,
that's
the
it.
word, one word is sexy.
Oh.
Boy.
To some. Yeah. Okay. Are we done?
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Are you
That's
trying to
it.
rip
That's
us off?
it, Coach.
We still haven't even gotten to the meat of the show.
What's the meat?
Oh,
The
God.
meat spin. of the
Pixie,
show.
what were you saying, Pixie?
No, that was it. I'm done with my interviews.
Wait,
All right.
hold
You
on.
didn't
All
want
right.
to
Real
interview
quick,
the
hold on.
commentary staff? What the
Jason's 2-0 now. Who do you think is gonna provide a real challenge? Call out anyone in the community.
Clearly
Someone
no
who's
one's
worthwhile.
What?
Do not.
You want
do not
want me to call out a challenger? I don't know, man.
You called
Yeah.
out. You called out Narc.
pick me because I have to commentate.
Did I really call out Narc? I thought I just.
Yeah, you called out Narc.
You did.
All right. All right. Josh Lee Kwai would be a good challenger.
Oh yeah.
Make that happen.
We'll get him
I
on
think
next
Jesus Christ would be pretty fun to play.
Yep. time.
Okay, Josh, I'll contact you.
We'll be in
Because he's
touch.
watching.
We're friends
He's
on
definitely
Messenger.
totally
watching.
He's in chat.
We should try to get Professor on the show.
Just don't watch
Oh,
this
God,
show,
no.
Josh. Don't watch
Reach
this
the-
episode. All right.
The reach goal.
All right, we're done.
All right, so we'll go
Well,
to we'll do some signing off here.
Do your
Yeah,
planned
so-
outro. Oh, you don't
Slivers,
have one.
me and you are gonna do the. We're gonna do the closing. So let everyone do theirs. Close it out for the fans at home.
Alrighty, so I want to thank everybody for joining us for tonight's episode of The Supreme Verdict, and oh my god, thank you to our guest host, Jason. Where can everybody find you?
I'm on Twitter at Jason E. Alt, and if you look, I have a pinned post that talks about how I write articles for MTG Price. I write articles for Cool Stuff Inc. I'm the content manager on EDHREC.com, and I'm the co-host of the Brainstorm Brewery podcast, in addition to the Director's Cut podcast with John here, who embarrassed himself tonight.
And Rafael, tell us about where we can find you on the interwebs.
You can find me on Twitter at RAGARCI2. If you can't remember that, you can search for Ursa, like bear, URSA Bear Walker. You can find me that way. I do have a YouTube channel. I'm streaming every once in a while, deck techs, box openings, whatever. And I do also post some of the foil pill alters I do at my Instagram, which is also Ursa Bear Walker. So you can find those there.
And he's very active in the Discord at patreon.com/brainstormbrewery.
So good.
I fucking don't leave that damn Discord.
We're just like a billboard here. John, where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me right here on this very channel. They said, we said, doing all the magic and movie things. Usually hosting this very show, not tonight, but never competing in this show again. I'll tell you that. We'll be doing Hive Mind. Next guest is Digital Llama Tim from the UK. Also, please watch our Director's Cut video. Like we said, that one had, we were talking about Tony Scott, and Jason and I had Ben Bateman from Masters of Modern on the show, so that was a hoot. But yes, and then follow me on social media at OrzobDone.
And Pixie, where can we find you?
Everyone can find me on YouTube, Pixie Kitten Plays. I'm also on Twitter, PKP_magic.
All right. Coach, where can we find you?
All right, y'all could find me on my YouTube channel, The Card Bazaar, for all your Magic the Gathering lore needs. You could also find me on Twitter by going to Coach at The Card Bazaar CC. And that's all I have, Johnny, for my little channel sign out thingy.
Nice.
And since my outro is not nearly as cool as the final one, you can find me here at this channel. We said the Tin Street Hooligans show. You can find me on Twitter at Johnny Slivers. And that's weird. And you can find me at cardsphere.com in their blog section talking about EDH. And finally, Zuby, where can we find you?
All right, let's see if I can do it. I'm a little tipsy.
Take
All
a
right.
deep breath. You got this.
Magic Zuby can
Concentrate.
be found on the following: on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio. And if you want to reach me, you can reach me at facebook.com/magicwithzuby, on Twitter at magicwithzuby, on Instagram at magic_with_Zuby. And if you wish to email me with any questions you may have, you can email me at mtgzuby@gmail.com. Thank you. And John, or Johnny, or whoever the fuck.
I'll get it. All right, Johnny, my co-host, my co-commentator, Johnny Slivers. That was a great little supreme verdict. And for the folks at home, thank you for joining us. And it was a very dominant competition with Jason Alt, just going on a bloodbath. And I have never seen anything like it. And I hope Jason Alt brings his cards to the table for the next episode of Supreme Verdict. But thanks again for stopping by. We will see you all on the next 10th Street Hooligans.
We're playing D&D. Come watch. It's going to be awesome.
Yay! It's going to be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be DMing.